So excited to see each and every one of you. We are going to begin with the Living Tao. We'll be doing a little bit of some Qigong exercises to start and ground ourselves in, and then we'll go into more of a workshop lecture. We will also look at 3 lasting habits, help you go beyond intentions and really set powerful goals that you can build as habits. Go ahead and if you have a mat, you can bring it out. And you want to just put your feet pointing forward, toes forward, hip width apart. And you're just going to bounce like this. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. As you bounce, you want to close the eyes or look 6 to 7 feet in front of you. And then relax, dropping your weight into the feet. Inhaling through the nose, exhale out the mouth. And feel your feet. Your Yongchan, this is the center of the ball of your foot. And relax the body again and again, feeling heavier as you empty out your torso. Making it light, bright, below the waist, heavy. Drop the weight. Shaking your joints, wrists, elbows, shoulders. Feel your hips, knees, and ankles. This is where lots of energy gets trapped. And this is our time to reset from whatever we were just doing. Bring our mind present into the body, not in the past or the future. Not outside the body, but bring it in and down and anchoring it into our tanjang. So we're going to go like this, and you're just going to take the palm of your hand like a drum, and it makes a circle, kind of like a pregnant belly, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then bounce with your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Smile. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2. Place your awareness where you're patting in your tanjang. So tanjang means energy center in Korean, like dantian in Chinese. And it's where your breath of life is. This is your energy battery of the body. We want to activate what is typically weak and very cold and bring some energy into it, which helps both with deeper breath and breathing, also coming and grounding into the body, anchoring down. So whether you're a Navy SEAL or an Olympic athlete or any sort of performer, this is your core. Your lower core, your abdomen is your power. It's where you, like I said, it's like a battery center for your whole body. And mostly we're tech neck, poor posture all day, not moving enough. So this gets very weak, cut off and depleted. So we want to bring some blood and oxygen down there, some vitality. And most importantly, bring your awareness down into where you're tapping. This wakes you up. Get into your body. Wake up. Pay attention. Come into the body. The body is always here and now. It is never in the past, never in the future. The skin bag of organs must be here and now. So let's use it and tap into the wisdom of which it holds so much. Place your awareness constantly. Tanjang. Tanjang. Relax the shoulders, lengthen through the spine. Drop into the feet. Imagine pulsing down with your Yongchan, which is the center of the ball of your foot, into the earth, massaging Mother Earth's back as you continuously release your weight into the ground, allowing Mother Earth to hold you up through the ground. So there's an exchange, surrendering while also nurturing the earth, which holds us up. As you breathe in the cosmic air of the heavens, exhale out, stress, heaviness, stagnant energy. Good. Okay, you can go ahead and tap other parts of the body now. And like a massage, this helps with your lymphatic system and calming down. You can go down your vagus nerve or anywhere at all. You can just tap with the palm of your hand. Anywhere where the body wants you to go, this is where you can tune in. Close your eyes. Where does my body want my palms to go? Your palms also have tanjans in the fleshy, soft part here. So that just means they're acupressure points where energy goes in and out easily. So maybe it's our butt doesn't get a lot of loving, even though it's a huge muscle that works a lot. All parts of our body are important. So you can just tap, tap, tap wherever there's tension or just want some love. Good. This is called body tapping. And then go ahead and we're going to go through the whole body, and then we'll sweep and then start on top. So your left arm, palm up, we're going to go the direction of the meridians. You're going to bounce. 1, good. 2, coming down the arm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, palms down and up. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side, palms up. 2, good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Palms down and up. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come to your lungs. Down to your liver and your stomach. Coming down. Around the back to your kidneys. Coming down the butt and the legs. Ready. 1, 2, 3. Back to the knees. 4, 5. Calves. 6, 7, 8. Top of the legs up. 2, good. 3, bounce. 4, 5, thighs. 6, 7, 8. Down the sides and 1, good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you're gonna sweep. Woo, sweep, sweep, sweep down your body. Okay, and then to close out, we're gonna just rub our hands, making hot fire hands. Shake so you can't see your fingers. And then we're gonna do a little arthritis prevention and stretch our fingers, finger exercises, but we're doing other things as well. Gathering energy, you're gonna squeeze like you have to go to the bathroom. Make the facial as well. Squeeze, 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 even your anus, squeeze, 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 and then pop, like a lion. Okay, stretch, stretch the fingers, and then squeeze. Squeeze, 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 even including your anus, your whole body, and then relax, open. Okay, one more time, squeeze, 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 everything, you're done, anus, and relax. Okay, good. We're just activating our hands, and then you can tap, 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 fingertips with the wrist. Okay. Shake, shake, shake. You can go like this. We're just you can stimulate the hand any way you want. Point is, stop. Do you feel a little something, like a little tingly sensation, little electricity? Maybe it's like cotton candy, magnetic. If you don't, you can just keep trying. But for now, just take this and you're gonna sweep through your hair and massage your head. Use your fingertips. Take your thumbs and get the base of your skull right there at that ridge line and make little circles like this. And then find right under the ridge, there's like a hook, like under the shelf of the base of the skull, and then push your thumb into it and find, just like push and like make little circles. See if you can find a pain point. Oh, there's one. When you find it, hooray! Push harder. I know this is counterintuitive. And breathe. And just keep massaging it out. That's just where there's some blocked energy, so we're just releasing this. There's a lot right at the base of the skull where it means the spine is a lot of stress builds up. Mostly it's a lot of this, looking down, phone scrolling, yeah? Okay, it's like an energy shower. Excellent. Okay, and then you're gonna squeeze your neck, massage your arms, come down, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And just rub. Massage your face. And say, I love my face. Out loud. I love my face. I love my beautiful face. And mean it. And then sweep all the way down. Pull on the ears. Neck again. And sweep. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Okay. How do you guys feel? A little more here. A little more grounded, hopefully. A little more energized, calm. You can just put a couple words. This is going to be very interactive. It is not lecture style. So chat away. Comment away. Carla feels cleansed. Excellent. Vanessa feels energized. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to now go through the Living Tao. So this is the book I am reading from, called The Living Tao by Il-Chi Li. Wonderful. Chrissy feels wonderful. Thank you for the energy shower. You're welcome. Vic Shanti, awake, alive. Beautiful. So we aren't even going to go through the whole chapter. It's a big chapter, but it has some beautiful wisdom as we start our New Year, Western New Year, and go into the Eastern Lunar New Year. It's an interesting period of time. So what is the Tao? So have you ever looked at something beautiful, a beautiful flower, or maybe you've gone to the ocean and you feel so vast and so small, and just the awe and wonder of being on a mountainside overlooking a canyon, or in your backyard, or anywhere in nature, or just really was moved deeply by something you watched, or somebody paying it forward, returning a shopping cart for somebody else that they don't need to. Okay. I saw a girl once, she looked pretty young, and it was like this really straggler cart from someone who rushed off, and she was coming in and she saw it. I was so moved, I get teared up. And she just, without saying it, making any big deal, she just took her cart and she took the other cart back. Anyway, so those moments are moments of Tao. And all of you have had them. You can put in the chat, like Vanessa just did. Perfect. What moments you've had of just being completely moved to be alive, or maybe it's a moment of awe or wonder. So just think about what are times in your life and put it in the chat of you just feel something much bigger than yourself. I'll take a few minutes and you guys can chat that. Carla, isn't the Tao like God? That's what we'll discuss. It's really an inquiry. And as people are writing their experience with the Tao, the Tao is something that the more you try to label it or name it or describe it, then it takes away from what the Tao is. It has really no name. It is everything. It is nothing. It is the foreground, the background. It is one part of the tiny molecule in the whole vast cosmos. I think of it like vital chi energy, but that's not it either. So anyway, we'll talk about that in a moment. Chrissy's seeing a new mushroom every day on my hike. Aw, like the new growth budding through the soil, perhaps. For Josh, anytime on a motorcycle. That freedom. I love. My friend had a scooter, a little different, but I loved that feeling. You're so present, right? Oh my gosh. There we go. You're so present. Music for me. Playing it, songwriting, or when I was in symphonies or choruses, and the whole thing swells and you're like in this oneness. There's always an element of oneness. One time it happened when I was in Taekwondo fighting, and I'm a black belt, and that was very unexpected because I was not at the top of a meditation center on a mountaintop. I was actually really freaked out. I was getting ready to go spar, but I decided to sit down and meditate. There was like chaos around me, sitting there in my all geared up. And I don't know, I dropped in, and then when I arose, I had this out of body experience. It was kind of wild. Time slowed, and I knew what my opponent was going to do long before they did it. So it was pretty novice at the time, playing like a grand champion, but I mean, she was like 12, but still really good, and ended up winning, but that's not the point. The point was I had this moment of, it was very glorious, just kind of everything was all well. It was just like oneness. Oh, Jennifer. Vanessa, hope it's not disrespectful. Oh no, can't offend me. Sounds like the concept of the Force. Yeah. There's so many movies talk of it. It's like, yeah, the universal cosmic, I don't want to say force, but yeah, vital energy, but it's also like at the microscopic level. For sure. Yeah, I pulled. Jennifer, when I was in Panama in the Cunayala Islands, I went to the ocean after the sun had set, moved through the water and stirred up. Oh yeah, the phosphorescence. Green swirling by, I float on my back, suspended, looking up. Oh, at the million of stars, there was no light pollution. Oh, that'd be so great. Only forest, ocean, and cosmos. Pure wonder. Oh, beautiful story. Beautiful story. That reminds me when I went to Tulum and was snorkeling on the freaking solstice, and I don't know, but something got into all the animals, so it was just me and another guy, and then the two guys on the boat, and there's a whole family of stingrays really close, and they were just chilling, and then this huge turtle came up, and it was like, whoa. And I was like, we were not supposed to touch the turtles, right? But I was just like, I mean, it was literally right here, and I was like, just in awe, and then I see this huge mass moving below, and this is a massive turtle, and I realized it was the baby, and the mom was rising up like a whale below, and I was like, oh my god. Anyway, it was very awe-inspiring. I just was like, anyway, I love the oceans too. Okay, yes, the Aurora Northern Lights. That is like the next thing on the bucket list for next winter. Our family wants to go. So anyway, that's fun to think about. But the problem is maybe not a problem. We long for those experiences again, often, and get these glimpses of the Tao, but often we have a desire to become one with it, but we can either turn it into a craving that we're now attached to getting again or getting another hit. So we end up spending a lot of money seeking outside ourselves to experience the Tao, or we've never experienced it much, or we just know something's missing. But the good news is, and I love how he says it here, Ilchi, the author, everyone has a desire to become one with the Tao, in that everyone has a seeker's heart. The Tao is the background. It is the motivating power of everything existing in our world. It also is the world and everything in it. And our lives are part of the Tao, and therefore we long for it the way a fish longs for ocean. And this thirst for the Tao is a power that generation after generation has pushed many to search for the ultimate meaning of life. It has the power that moved scientists, great writers, and artists to immerse themselves in lifetimes of research, creative activity. The greatest sciences have discovered the laws and principles that govern the world through objective numbers, formulas. Great poets may sing of the world through Tao through language, and artists express the inspiration concerning Tao through images. Longing for the Tao does not come to us only in those moments of joy and awe, and the opposite is much more frequent, and you've probably had more times when on the outside everything seemed to be going well, but one day your heart suddenly feels empty and everything feels pointless. Put some ones in the chat if you've ever experienced that feeling. Maybe you woke up in the middle of the night, you had trouble sleeping, and a slow of questions about life raced through your mind. Maybe it was about your health, personal relationships, your job, what was satisfying. Those questions that lie under the surface of these busy, busy lives. Am I happy? Do I have direction or goals in my life? What does this all mean? Who am I? What am I here for? But I love this perspective. You never need to be afraid of when those moments come, because those are the moments when our lives are most shaken at the roots, and you get the feeling of no direction and purposelessness, emptiness that washes over you when the thirst for Tao raises its head. And that is the seed of a seeker's heart that sprouts with rich soil when those feelings of emptiness and futility come. Okay, so Jennifer and Vanessa have felt this. There's apparently 52 of you on here. But nobody else has felt that. Everything, I should be happy, and I'm not. I've got a lot of things, good things going on, and I'm not. Okay, Jude. Is this Jude from school, or that I know? Old students, Jude? Anyway. Any other ones? If you got here and you're just arriving, we're just exploring, discovering what is the Tao, based on this book, Living Tao by Choi, my energy master. Oh, hello, welcome, good to see you, Jude. Antonia also has experience, that's great. So throw a 1 in the chat if you've ever had a moment of just emptiness and futility of why am I living life? Like you reached all your goals and you're like, this is it? It's kind of a question like, is this it? Like little automatrons in the rat race. Cogs in the corporate wheel. Okay, Tim as well. I think there's more of you out there, so participate if you are able, if maybe you're listening in the car, so don't participate if that is the case. Okay, Libby, Judy, great. So I love this because it's in those moments where I feel the most hopeless or empty, much more so earlier on, then that is a sign that your Tao heart is growing, because it's like longing for something that the material world, earthly world is not providing. Maybe though, you're like, I don't have interest in seeking the truth. We just die, right? That's my husband. Agnostic, science Leo. I just want a life that's happy and full. But if you look deeply into your pursuit of life that is more meaningful and better, you'll find ultimately that is a form of a seeker's heart. Even looking at from the lens of what's going to make me happy and healthy in this lifetime. Because when seeking to create that happy and fulfilling life, material satisfaction alone cannot satisfy. So you're someone who longs to know something greater, more fundamental, to satisfy that thirst that you feel in your daily superficial life. I'm not saying your life is superficial. I'm just saying we go through the motions of many things that we just need to live day to day. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come to this workshop where he said, pick up this book. But you don't know exactly what it is. You just know something meaningful. And you can't describe the Tao, but you long for what you sense is the Tao. This is because although everyone has that seeker's heart, when you acknowledge, hold precious, and develop, keyword develop, the thirst for your Tao, your eyes open and you begin to see and experience the Tao. Just as a hen uses her body heat to warm the clutch of her eggs, if you continuously increase the temperature for your pure longing of the Tao, that starts to incubate, right, for yourself to hatch. And just as cold water is sweeter, than any pricey drink after you've been in a dry desert. Have you had those moments, or when you've just not eaten for a long, long time after a long hike and you come home and that's like the best meal ever, or you've gone camping for a long, long time? Same with the Tao, that longing gets more intense. So when you're having those moments of hopelessness, that is like the dry desert, and then you thirst for the Tao, and then when it comes, you like really absorb it much more deeply. Consider precious your fundamental questions of life and love the heart that holds doubt. Is this really it? Is this all there is? Continue to just accept, dig into that mind. And when you thirst for the Tao, it grows sharper and stronger like an arrow to pierce through to your true self, your soul. And your eyes will start to open like that chick breaking through the shell, emerging from the egg. Yes, Anna, the book is here, The Living Tao, Timeless Principles for Everyday Enlightenment by Choi. So, seeing the Tao. Now, word of warning. So I'm giving my own words and reading back and forth intermittently, so just know I'm doing that. Warning, the Tao is not something you can come through intellect and knowledge. So we can discuss it all we want, and that doesn't do justice to actually experiencing what the Tao is. We fill, especially in this age, with a lot of spiritual bypassing and a lot of knowledge. There's just a lot of knowledge on this. You can watch many YouTubes and have cool perspectives. But we have been trained through our education to see and judge life. Do I believe in that? Does that apply to me? Etc. And if you're thinking at all, or in the ego mind at all, the Tao's gone. No Tao for you. Our eyes for seeing the essence of things are clouded by all of those thoughts, those emotions. It is absolutely nothing you can experience or obtain through intellect. No matter how much you investigate it with logic, or how much you read how many books, or go to how many retreats, it will not necessarily reveal itself. So you have to come out of the knowledge seeking and just feel it. In the Tao Te Ching, that's why Lao Tzu says the Tao cannot be spoken, and the Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao, and the name that can be named is not the eternal name. So even if you've read the Tao Te Ching a million gajillion times, and you kind of have an understanding, unless you have felt Tao in your heart, in the cells of your body, it's difficult to know, like the inner knowing, the Tao. So understanding is very different from knowing. Instead of perceiving objects through reason or conceptualizing something, it will never be comprehended. It's not thinking artificially or mobilizing logic. It is a space of which you just know. I always know when I'm there because there is no me. I've done it when I've keynoted or led like leadership programs for like 60 people, let's say, and it's why we all lead. It's why athletes, it's why musicians play music. It's we call it flow state, but I mean there's a lot of words for it. But time always disappears. You disappear. Like you have no thoughts or emotions. I can't explain, but you become like everyone. And then when I'm like leading, I don't even know what I'm saying or remembering because I'm like so in the zone. And then I can hear literally everyone's thoughts of what they're thinking, but not from some communication thing or tactic or something. It just is. And then it's anyway, you can't ever get there by trying to, and the more you grasp it, the farther it goes. It kind of just happens when you're completely present. Anyway, so if you understand what an orange is, right, by reading a description, totally different than when you actually eat it. Maybe you not know all the ingredients, but once you've experienced it, you know this is an orange. So just don't try to understand it intellectually, and let's escape from the box of that knowledge. You cannot force yourself to see or hear it. It's something you see and hear automatically. That's why to know the Tao, you must open your eyes to see, ears to hear, and when you do that, you see the mystery of life and the cosmos. It's not about watching or being awed. So I know in the beginning we talked about what are the moments of Tao you've had in nature that starts to approach at it, but it's not it. It's about entering directly into the mystery itself. It's kind of like the moon. The Tao is like the reality of the moon. So I'm going to skip that part, but basically you see the moon changing, right? Sometimes it's not there as a new moon as we head into Lunar New Year, but it's there, just not from our perspective. And it changes the shape, the energy phenomena of the crescent to the full moon, always changing every moment. That is like the Tao, because we grow up to realize that what we see is not the full reality, and it's constantly changing, and it's not even giving off its own light. It's from the sun, and it's a ever-changing phenomena. So it's kind of like once you lock into one aspect of the Tao, oh, it's this, like when I feel awe and wonder, okay, that's like one tiny aspect, then we can't say that that's what it is, because then it leaves out everything else that it is and is not to that experience. Okay, so we are blessed as humans because we all have Tao eyes capable of seeing the reality beyond phenomena. Okay. So the two most important things is that we need to have that seeker's heart, so that like thirsty desert, like, is this it? Like this, that kind of longing helps to unlock the Tao heart. And number two is to realize that everyone can experience the Tao as the mystery itself, has the Tao eyes of seeing essence beyond phenomena, the ever-changing five senses in front of us. So number two, again, to recap, is anyone can experience the Tao. Now, those are the two requisites to now begin a journey towards the Tao. So we're already living in the Tao, we just don't know it. Nothing exists without the Tao, but the Tao is the essential design behind all phenomena. So a fish cannot imagine the ocean without water, and nothing in the world will exist without the Tao. But the Tao is always there. Then how can we open our eyes to it? And knowing the Tao doesn't appear to be an obstacle to living our life, why do we even care to know about the Tao? So again, the first reason of why I bothered learning about the Tao is because deep down in your soul, you do want it. You want to return back, right, to that place of oneness. Some people are like, no, I'm not interested in that. But Il Chili is asserting, right, that everyone has a seeker's heart, because we can reach a point where we have food to eat, we have a car to drive, a house to live in, people we love, and still it's not it, right? We have a thirst to know something that caused our lives to exist, or grants us existence, that will last longer than these finite individual lives. That is greater than what we see with our senses, or feel, or touch, that can shake our soul, which is not satiated by the material world, no matter how much we have. The second reason why the Tao is just, it can bring you a happy, healthier life for those that don't care about purpose. When we know the Tao that is behind all things in creation, you can start to now navigate life much more smoothly. Even if waves arise, you have equanimity, dispassionately accepting the ups and downs of life and having peace of mind. And the third reason is it gives you the he says, the eyes to see that everything is one. It can move beyond conflict and confrontation. Instead of, oh, I like spring better, you like winter better. I'm this political party, you're this political party. I'm from this country, you're from this country. And the differences that we use to divide ourselves become very irrelevant. Ceaselessly arguing about what is better or worse, right or wrong, fixed standards. We're all freaking human, right? We all live on Earth. But we cannot help having different perspectives if we focus on the visible phenomena without knowing the substance of things. So just like a child on a seashore insists the sun comes from the ocean, and a child on a mountain insists the sun, no, it's from the mountain. Those who know the principles and divisions over right and wrong are very meaningless and pointless and futile from the face of even true reality. It's just a trick of the mind, then are able to step back with that bigger perspective and see, oh, they're both right? Like both the children can see the sun from the mountains or the ocean. You cannot resolve the phenomena of difference through phenomena alone. You can resolve the problems of phenomena only from the Tao, the source that created phenomena, and a perspective that's capable of viewing all things as one is necessary to transcend the conflict and confrontation. So that is the third reason when I say the Tao helps you come from a oneness perspective to deal with polarity, divisiveness, whatever that's happening in the world. Okay. Woo! That's a lot. That was like maybe half the chapter. So any questions, please feel free. So for those just joining us, thank you. And we did some Qigong grounding, and now we just explored the living Tao and what is the Tao. And I'll have a few prompts here. Sorry, that was a more lecture there, but I will ask some questions. So Irene, welcome from Virginia. And go ahead and put in the chat what's opening up for you, or if you have any questions about the Tao. And then we'll move to our third last piece of this workshop, which is to 3 lasting habits as we head into Lunar New Year that can help ground us. So I'll just wait a moment because people might be typing. If you have any questions, a prompt I will give you all is what's opening up for you. It's very open-ended. What's opening up? What are you discovering just from what's been... So here, Anna, it is the living Tao. Timeless principles for everyday enlightenment. Maybe someone can type that in the chat because it might be hard to see. On my camera, it's like reversed, so I don't even know if you can see it. Again, it's... do highly recommend the book, and the book's not going to get you there, so I'm more interested in all of you being in an inquiry and discovering Tao for yourself through inquiry. Oh, perfect. Okay, glad it's not reversed direction for the font, the title. Okay. Looks like you guys just want to listen. Anything opening up? What's opening up from what I just created from the Tao? So we talked about Vanessa, in practice, it feels like mindfulness. Mindfulness is a practice, an approach. It is not the Tao at all, but it is an access point, absolutely. It is, yeah. It's not nameable, and there's not actually a way to like repeatedly be the mystery itself. It comes when it comes. Because I would say mindfulness is an access to presence and to feelings of oneness, but if you're feeling anything, you're not in the Tao. Okay, the living Tao Timeless Principles for leaning into kindness more than a resentment at work. Okay, great, Irene. So bringing something home or integrating into life. Yeah, what's a good... So my prompt is, what is opening up for you? Another one could be, what are ways to... well, I think we can just move to the last piece here, which is the 3 habits. So what is the literal meaning of the word Tao? There isn't one, Anna. I mean, I'm sure you could chat GPT it and come up with many opinions of it. Yeah. I know it sounds so cryptic to be like, it is unnameable, but it's like beyond the human mind of words, and words like shrink it. So it is. Yeah. I'm sure there is a literal meaning that you can find. But to go there is now intellectually understanding, and that's getting you more farther from the path of experiencing the Tao. So perhaps another question isn't to search for it, just to have the longing in your heart for it, and that's really it. And then remember, those are the 2 requisites. It's just having that seeker's heart. And then the other one was being able... just to know that you can access it or experience it for yourself. And anyone can. Okay. Not a lot of questions. I'm going to move on to the 3 lasting habits. So this is just, I just had a YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Energy TV. We have video, and I also have a LinkedIn article. If you join our SolJoy with Anna Choi Insight Timer group, then I can put the links there. I'm not allowed to put links. I'm not even allowed, I don't think I can promote free things. I'm not sure, actually. But anyway, I can't. So just, you can go to the group there, and 3 ways to actually build lasting habits. So the first thing is, a lot of people, I'm so curious, how many of you have had New Year's resolutions? And like, how many of you even created any? Because I feel like there's a new trend of like, I just do intentions, or I just do a theme word, but people aren't committing to goals anymore, which I find interesting. And maybe that's just my own sense of it, but so put in the chat, do you have goals for the year? So it could be yes, no, and if you do, then share what your goals are. Josh, could you tell us about using the Tao to find balance while building a freelance career? That is an interesting juxtaposition. The Tao isn't something you use like a tool or a place to get to. So that question makes no sense to me. But I can logically conceive of what you're trying to get at with it. So don't think of using the Tao. It's like beyond that. So again, stop. Okay, this is so, it sounds counterintuitive. I said, when you seek, when you have a longing for the Tao, or a seeker's heart, isn't about understanding it, right? That's the big pitfall. Or logically understanding the root of the word, or any of that. Just know you have to trust and feel. You have to feel into it. And if you try to get to it, it becomes more elusive. So you can't do that either. So just know, my point in talking about seeker's heart is, don't feel hopeless. Like when those moments of desperation when you're like, is this it? Why am I even here? You can take heart and shift your perspective from hopeless to hopeful, and this is like good. This is not good. This is an ingredient that allows me to feel more desperate, to now focus, like you have something at stake, right? And just that kind of desperate heart, desperate mind will open your Tao eyes more. Whatever that means. So I don't have like a 5-step process to open your Tao eyes, and anyone who does, don't believe that would be bad. But you just, that's the only point of saying why the seeking heart matters, and to give a shift in perspective when you are having those, why am I even here in life? Who am I? What I'm here for? Like, really. Okay, so that's one piece. But we can talk about building your freelance career through the 3 habits that we're about to discuss. Following the flow. Yeah, I know it's you can't just follow the flow of the Tao. We can talk about like peak performance and flow state, right? And kind of aspects to help get into those places. But even any, performing artist, Navy SEAL, like any, like kind of high, I don't know, I'm thinking of high pressure situations, but you can create an environment for yourself in which it's more likely to happen. And yet, just because you do all the things on the checklist, I'm talking about flow and performance and peak state now, it may not necessarily be there. There's so many elements of environmental, physical, mental, emotional to align. And it's more about a letting go and not a grasping. It's more about surrendering and trusting in the unknown and discovering the impermanence of all that is. That's the access to how you worded it, which is kind of a misconstrued, because I would say instead of following the flow of the Tao, that's more like, how do I access flow states to build my freelance career or peak performance, which I can answer more easily. So I wouldn't, how do I say? I just wanted to share a little bit about the Tao, some ancient wisdom, and it may or may not connect to goal attainment. I say it doesn't at all. But I'm switching topics now to ways to build habits. First, just by asking everyone, what is your goal? So I see just Anna has responded, but it would be wonderful to see in chat, what do you have? Just, it's okay, no shame if you don't have a goal, but do you have any goals? And if you do, if you're willing to share it, then we can actually get into it more easily with real life examples. Then make this conceptual and you're inspired, and then there's no shift. I'm committed to a transformation or some sort of at the end of this. So that impacts new actions, not just pure inspiration. Inspired action is my intention here. So Josh, if you can rephrase one more time, it looks like your goal is to build a freelance career. Can we be more specific? Is this a by when, and like how much? Like, is there a certain amount of money you want to make? You don't have to share that here necessarily, but is it in a certain place? Who with? A certain company? Is it a perfect client you want to work with? Is there a particular project? And these specifics, I've been coaching for like 25 years now, and this is the hardest part for everyone. Nobody wants to go specific. Because it takes critical thinking. You have to like work, your brain has to work, but it's the good kind of work. This is like where the work is, and this is more of an access to tell than anything else, is you have to imagine, right, a future fulfilled of the goal in detail, like vivid movie detail. And most people are like, it's very general, generic. And when you give something general, generic, I don't want to say to the towel, but to all that is, it can't help, like, you can't get help from, I say it when I partner with the universe to manifest things. So you got to be specific. The more specific, the easier it is, and the faster it comes. I have many stories from clients and myself of this is more of a step-by-step that you can do. Okay, so my goal for the year for Anna is to regulate and heal my nervous system. Great. So specifically, what part, why, what is important about that? So keep going, drill deeper and deeper. So let me first give the habits, because we're coming up on the hour here, and I'm like so eager just to jump into coaching. So let's see. Okay, so Anna, so just share specifically, is it to, what kinds of activities will help regulate and heal your nervous system? Is it about being more empowered around a trauma? Is it about eating in a way that doesn't put toxins in your body? Is it being more equanimous through triggers? Is it about being stronger in the body to handle more energetic downloads of things, etc.? Okay, so Chrissy wants to soften, Libby wants awareness, Vanessa, I want to be more accepting of change and to build community, de-emphasize individual for collectivism while maintaining authenticity. Okay, great. These are all beautiful starts, and I just keep challenging you to like, okay, but why and what does that look like? And give like specifics. So to build community, is that a global online community? Is that a local in-person one? Is that, how big is it? Is it over 20 people? Just 5 or 10 is great. Is it about regularity of the group meeting? Is it about building a one-time community that's huge, right? So just that one thing, we can like go super deep. I could spend an hour just visualizing what that looks like, as well as going into accepting change. Okay, so that's a little bit in the equanimous side. So is that about, let's drill it really down, is that when you're at home, and if you have a spouse or partner or roommate, and you're upset about them not doing their chores and not complaining about it, would that be more accepting of change? Or is it much bigger and grand scale of what's happening in the news and being able to like get off the news? Anyway, I'm painting pictures here. So for Jude, my goals are to be more intentional in my routine. I have so many things I'm trying to fit in, including learning Tai Chi, but keeping up my yoga as well, keeping meditation more intentional. Okay, good. So I would pick like the one thing. So I know right now I'm not going through the 3 habits and I'll just list them off really fast, but I am embodying what the things are through the questions I'm asking you on the court about what goals you actually have. So real quick, the 3 ways to actually build lasting habits for those who are just joining us is that 1, less is more. So just pick 1 to 3 goals max for the year. I have been known as an overachiever. I would have, 5 areas of life: spirituality, or consciousness, and then wealth, financial, career. Wealth management and financial is different than business, career, business, and then family, and then leisure / and then community. And then I would have 5 habits that are very specific. Like, I'm going to listen up for this for Jude, right? I'm going to do Qigong 4 times a week for an hour or whatever, right? Like, it's specific. And I would achieve about I would achieve about 70 to 80% of the 25 habits per year. But it was kind of like automatron and a lot. So when I came across this concept of just 3, I was like, not 25, but 3? That was like, whoa, man, it took a while. It took like several hours for me. I did this whole workshop for about 8 hours of your best year yet and whittling it all down, like rating each area of life, doing the life wheel, and then you brainstorm, and then you just keep cherry picking what are the linchpin goals that will help you, that move all the other goals. And so I narrowed it down to 3. And then there's such peace of mind now, because everything else, we are often super busy in life doing busy work that doesn't move the needle, that doesn't matter, and it exhausts us because we have no alignment. But when you do habit 1, which is just less is more, and you do 1 habit, like pick 1 thing. So maybe for, Josh, it's not just launching his, building a freelance career. To me, I want to be like, okay, how many clients at what amount do you want to sell the package at by when, right? When he has that number, now we can, look at, okay, well, in that time frame, if he wants he wants to make $10,000, I'm just making up numbers, $10,000 a month, and he's going to sell a $1,000 package, so he needs 10 clients a month, by 6 months, then there's actions that are going to flow with that, versus if he was like, I want to make $300,000 a month. I know that seems like wild, but I'm around people that make that. So like, there's a very different set of things that they would do versus someone who's like, I'm just cool with $500 a month. Like, I just want to make some passive income. Very different actions, very, very different actions. And depending on the time frame, very different actions. Anyway, so less is more. Number 2 is consistency doesn't equal progress. So what I mean by that is, you've heard, I'm sure, a million times that the key is consistency with habits, and you have to do it over, if you Google it or whatever, it's 67 days now, not 21 days to 120. But I have actually tested this, and that didn't work for me. Like, I did something for 120 days and it still fell off. It did not become automatic, much to my chagrin. So don't even worry about all of that. The point is, just touch it. Just the thing that you want to get done. So like, if Jude wants to be more intentional around her routine, well, first off, pick the thing. So she said learning Tai Chi, so let's just go with that for a moment. What would she feel really good with? And you can answer this, Jude. If she feels really good with, gosh, if I just did even 10 minutes a day, it doesn't have to be an hour class, right? 10 minutes a day for maybe 3 days a week, right? That's it. Then what the second habit is, if consistency doesn't equal progress, is you would just touch Tai Chi. We wouldn't even go to 10 minutes a day. I know this, just hear me out. So instead of going for the goal of 10 minutes 3 times a week, tracking that, you would just touch it every day. Like, you would just do, I know this sounds silly, but like, if you're working out, just 1 push-up a day. Or if you're doing Tai Chi, just like 50 taps a day. Like, doing this 1 minute a day. Like, just 1 minute, even 1 minute between things when you go to the bathroom. And then you just touch it. You just touch it. If I'm a songwriter, right? So for a while I said, okay, I'm just going to literally touch the piano and at least do 1 song. But then inevitably, certain days you want to play more, and other days you just do 1 song. But it counts. You check the box. So the point of number 2 habit is consistency is a lifestyle. Don't worry about progress. And most people, the reason habits die or goals die is they're going too far too fast, and they can't shift from not doing the habit to like suddenly this, I'm going to meditate an hour every day. Even 10 minutes a day could be hard. So you just touch it, like do 1 minute a day until it becomes daily. Then you increase. And that could take 30 to 60 days just to touch it. Okay. So hopefully you have that message, just touch it. And then shifting the mindset that you're going to see any progress. You have to, so in business, right? It's like if I'm doing YouTube videos, or I'm writing a memoir, right? Just edit the book, like just touch it means like 5 minutes of just looking at it, reading it. Sometimes I might edit it a lot or not. Sometimes I go an hour or not. But if I touch it, it counts. And something does happen where now you get into a flow, and then you start to see, sometimes you don't see progress for even a year or two, okay? Even if you did it every day. But you just have to enjoy the touching it. Enjoy the consistency of it, and give yourself tiny, tiny, tiny wins, which is our last and final habit, is tiny counts. So I already spoke to it, but just touching it counts. If you are trying to lose weight and you're like, if I just did 20 calories less, that's like, I don't know, half a piece of bread. It's a feelingly insignificant amount that's not really going to make a difference, but it will, because the compound effect takes place. So tiny counts is about breaking it down so tiny that over time, you can't see anything happening. And there is a story in this book by Darren Hardy about called the compound effect of 3 people, 3 diets. One, like, I forget if it was like 20 calories, what number of calories, but it was a tiny amount, like something like equivalent to half a piece of bread. One added 10 calories, one did not, they were neutral, they stayed the same, and one took out 10 calories a day. And it's so simple and easy, right? So over time, you couldn't see the difference. These all 3 pathways, one was always adding, one was always the same, and one was always taking away, cutting. 18 months it took till you start to see a little difference, but still not then. But it was at the 2-year mark where compound effect, momentum, exponential results. Suddenly this guy that had cutting lost tons of weight, like got promoted, like all these things happened over time, but you couldn't see it. This guy, like stagnant, nothing, stuck, and this one was now on the rocks in relationships because it just got out of hand, even though it's just a little cheat each day. And what I took away from that is like how long it takes to notice. Like it can be 18 months if you do it every day, but if you trust tiny counts, like atomic habits, right, then it will, you just have to trust that it's just math. It will exponentially grow till one day it's almost like you look back and you're 100% in that future you want for yourself. You didn't even know it. It like crept up on you because you've been consistently taking the tiny action. Okay, so that's about having momentum on your side and the compound effect on your side. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is the 3 ways to actually build habits. And I'm sorry if I cannot, I'm going to stay a little longer here to go through everyone's comments if you have questions, but I did want to say go to the SolJoy with Anna Choi. You can get a replay of this to listen back on if you missed the first part. And there will be also other things that are free that you can partake in. We have a 5-day Get It Done challenge, and it's in Insight Timer, so you can just check that out in 2 weeks or 10 days, where we break down one goal and you get it done. And it's the thing that you know is going to really make a difference to move forward. Maybe it's the thing that you've avoided, but you know you need to do, but it's never an urgent or priority, and you can get it done. So we've seen a lot of miracles happen for people. Again, the whole thing's free, and you can see in Insight Timer all the classes. It's half an hour, Monday through Friday, February 2nd to February 6th, 12 to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time is when the thing happens. You'll get access to like a place to get a 5-minute video that you watch, and then you come live and we do somatic work that helps embody the principle of what you're learning to then take action in your life. So yeah, in our community, we're all pretty chill, meditator, Qigong people, and wellness practitioners, but sometimes we need to like get something done, right? Accomplish it. And so let's utilize the New Year energy coming through and get something done in community together, not alone. So you can sign up for the Insight Timer classes that are coming up. I'm doing also a Qigong class this coming Monday at noon for an hour, so you can experience a full movement class. Very popular, and I give a lot of free stuff away, so you just go to that group, SolJoy with Anna Choi. There will be links to lots of free things. Okay, so let me go back through. Oh, and I'm supposed to mention donations, but whatever. So if you do donate, thank you so much in advance. And 100% of donations go to our nonprofit, Peaceful Warriors, which provides 100% full ride scholarships to, we're trying to focus on BIPOC leaders, but we don't really turn away anyone if they apply, and they can take a lot of the wellness training programs that we offer for free, like the more premium ones. So thank you for that. Let's see. Okay, my goals. My GDP. I have so many things I'm trying to. Okay, so Irene, to care for my emotional wounds and become more resilient. Okay, great. So I don't know if you're here still, Irene, but what I would say there, applying the 3 habits, is what does that specifically look like? So is that being able to move on from when you feel wounded, or is it about learning how to shift your perspective of what being wounded is so that you're 100% responsible for everything that happens to you in your life? Is it, what does resiliency look like? Is that physical in the body? Is that purely, if it's emotional, then who would the Irene be doing and saying? So just imagine yourself already resilient. You already are, because you are. You just forgot. So from that place of already are, looking back, what did you do? And what does your life look like now from the future that has that experience? Okay, Josh, ADHD coaching, AI consulting, meditation. Okay, those are very different things, all 3. But I get you can kind of, mold certain things. But as far as messaging, and you want to make sure that's clear, I want to build foundational skills in these. Oh, I see. Those are skills you want to learn while finding early clients and working part-time. I already have a foundation. I'm building mastery. I'm guessing what you're saying from those skills. Okay. So again, if I was coaching you, I would say, again, more specific, like who exactly do you work with and what do you help them with? Those are the 2 key things in any business: who you serve and what you offer. And as easy as that is, most people can't answer. A lot of people cannot answer those succinctly in a sentence. So maybe you can. I'm not saying you cannot. So if you do, great. You can put it in chat. And it's about healing trauma, soften trauma responses, releasing somatic responses due to trauma. Okay, great. So that could be if you have a physical manifestation of the trauma coming from your body. So a lot of people get Lyme's disease, or they get these really weird, I had IBS back in the day, really severely. Had to run to the bathroom every 10 minutes. It's horrible. So usually our SHIT, our stuff, manifests physically. And so I don't know if it has specifically for you, but if it has, as simple as sometimes it's just migraines or can't get to sleep or constipation or something, then that's a sign of the body's imbalance and it's too tense. So Qigong is a wonderful way, if you do that consistently, to be able to release the trauma in the organs, the bodies, etc. You can tap through it. There's, again, that'd be another 2-hour workshop, but that there's many ways to do that. Like I said, if you go into Insight Timer, the SolJoy with Anna Choi group, and you talk to me there, I can give more resources and links for that. Jude, I make a decent living from my art practice, which means being there, doing it above other priorities. I also to be more peaceful and love myself and resolve this, which is healing my relationship with my sister. It looks like not being afraid around her, but accepting her differences and feeling safe, even if she doesn't understand. Okay, great. Definitely getting more specific. You're in our other community, Jews, so we should just hop on a call there and I can help you further if that would help for free in honing what is your goal and what is the thing that's stopping you, and then looking from there what, at the very least, you'll get some sort of resource to take that next step for that gap on the call. So Tani Kaizen, small habits over 1% change. Yes, totally. Kieran, welcome here for the first time. Vanessa, thank you so much for your donation. for the first time for you too. Wonderful. Josh, probably Rich Gaiman. Oh, that's a very wonderful, specific niche. And then it's just what is the offer, right? Okay, join our Insight Timer 5-day Get It Done challenge. Okay, that was a whirlwind. Vanessa, thank you so much. That was thought-provoking, a lot for me to reflect on. I appreciate your time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love you all, and I will see you hopefully next Monday when we do our Qigong class. Again, that date is the 26th at noon to 1 p.m. Pacific. And then the Get It Done challenge is the following week. It's the first week in February 2nd. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence. Oh, 108. What a good number. People here. Okay. Love you. Sending you lots of love and light. Okay.